What is up, my fellow Radiants? Now, if y'all have been wondering, which you probably haven't, where I've been, the answer is working 50 hours a week. But now I'm back and not working 50 hours a week. So, without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. So today I'm going to be rating books that I had to read in school. Like me, most of you probably had to read a lot of books during middle school and high school, and some of them were just not the greatest. It really made me not enjoy the reading I was doing. I was forced to annotate books, and really, it just sucks. You know the other thing about reading in high school? There's no fantasy. I'll make another video ranting about the English education system some other time, but for now, let's rate the terrible books I had to read in high school. Alright, so here I have this giant bag full of like probably 24 books that I had to read when I was in school, and I'm just going to pick books out of this bag and sort of give a blind reaction to it as like what my immediate impression is of this book. So let's get into it. Alright, so first up we have Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I had to read this book when I was in the 8th grade, and it wasn't the worst book I've ever had to read. It was fine. Or was it? On a scale of I would burn this book if I had the chance to I actually enjoyed it, I'd give it a would never like to see again. Alright, next up we have To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. This book didn't suck. I mean, that's pretty unusual when it comes to books that I had to read in high school. But yeah, all in all, I didn't hate this book. I actually enjoyed it, like, just a little bit, you know, just a touch. So, on a scale of 1 to 62, I'd probably give this book, like, 50. 7. 55. Solid 55 out of 62. Next up we have The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. The reason that I laugh when I pull this book out is because the first thing that comes to mind is there were these 2 kids in my class that had what they called the Huckleberry Finn dream theory, which was basically that, like, at a certain point in the book, it be like when the main character falls asleep, it all just becomes a dream. And one of these kids wrote a 6-page essay, like, trying to prove that this book was a dream. Okay, so I'm editing the video, and this is a few days later, and I just want to prove to you guys real quick that I'm not making this up. I went on my Google Drive from high school and went and found this document. It's still there. It's literally 5 pages long. Let me share this to you guys. Look at that. It's literally, if you look at the page count, it is 5 freaking pages long. So, yeah, I wasn't making that up. Back to the video. I don't remember anything that happened in this book. I read it sophomore year. I remember more from the last 2 books than I remember this one, but I don't remember a thing. So, on a scale of -4 to 6, I'm gonna give it like a 1. I don't dislike it. I don't think I disliked it. I don't remember anything about this one either. Next one's Night by Elie Wiesel, I believe is how it's pronounced. That's probably still wrong.
Elie Wiesel.
It's about the Holocaust. I think I read this when I was in 8th grade. I don't feel like I can rate this one because of it's a very heavy book. I do remember that. Okay, this one's fun. This is The Opposite of Loneliness by Marina Keegan. And it was not a bad book. It's a collection of essays from this student who I believe Stanford? But it's a collection of like short stories and essays that this college student wrote. And it's like everybody believed that this student had a super bright future and everybody liked her and she was a super funny person, and she died in a tragic car accident. And this is a collection of like essays and stories that she wrote when she was in college, and apparently like it got published, it became a huge hit. I actually really enjoyed this one. I would, like, seriously, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 9. I would read this again. It was actually quite interesting. I do think there is some mature content in this, though. Just a warning, if you're, like, younger, maybe don't read it. But for any adults interested in this, it's actually a really good book, and I quite liked it. I had to read it freshman year. I forgot I had to read that. Tomo 3 años de español en escuela. No tomo español. No está bien con español. I had to read this book for Spanish class. I don't remember a thing about... I was able to read it. I don't know if that's impressive or not. On a scale of 1 a 13. On a scale of 1 a 13. 4. I hated this book so much. I know some people love it and they think it like makes commentary on interesting thing. Also, it does this thing. It's the thing where the pages are all like different links, and I hate that. I don't know if any of you guys hate that too. I think it's so annoying. It drives me nuts. But I had to read this in freshman year. I didn't like it. It really just was so hard to get all the way through. I was like, oh, it's a story about a bunch of 12-year-old boys who have no impulse control. On a scale of 62 to 89, I give it a 63. It was not very good. It's Shakespeare. I had to read multiple Shakespeares in school. I had to read Julius Caesar, Romeo and Juliet, and then we did some of like Twelfth Night, I think it was. I had the No Fear version. So it gives it to you in Shakespearean, which is not English. And then it gives it to you in English. Sophie, stop eating paper. This book is pretty iconic among Shakespeare books. I don't think you can really rate Shakespeare books. The only thing I remember from this book is "Et tu, Brute?" But anyhow, oh, I forgot to throw the book. Anyhow, that's gonna be it for today's video. If you enjoyed, drop a like. If you have thoughts, drop a comment. Did any of you guys hate these books too? Did you have to read these for high school? Did you like them? Did you dislike them? I would be interested to know your thoughts. I will be doing a part 2 to this video because we still have plenty more books to go. If you want to keep up with what I'm reading, be sure to follow me on Instagram @Radiant Reads Reviews, and I will see you all in the next video.